Every spring at the end of June, Victorian riflemen of the British Militaria Forum gather in Alberta to share fellowship, food, and their keen interest of Victorian arms. This has been an annual event since 2005 and has become a fixture of the British Militaria Forum calendar. It is a very relaxed event, where the conversation and discussion are as much features as the shooting. A fine bunch indeed. Over the years, the shoot has grown to include structured and unstructured shooting. A handful of simple matches are augmented by open shooting, free time, and as of late, some team-style shoots, and also the opportunity to try our hands at longer ranges up to 700 yards. The atmosphere for all is friendly and very much in the spirit of the original. You won't find shooting jackets or scopes on rifles here. If it existed in form or function during the Victorian era, you'll probably find it here. The Alberta Shoot is held on the farm of a longtime forum member, Richard, whose family welcomes us every year with the same kind-hearted hospitality which we are only too happy to graciously appreciate. This year marked the arrival of some new faces, as well as the return of others who in recent times have been absent. Truly an international gathering. The only criteria for attendance is an interest in Victorian arms, and maybe some that are a little bit older. The array of targets for this year's shoot were similar to those from last year. From the firing point at our home, the magnificent range shack, there were the volley targets at 25 yards, followed by the Cashmere Gate target at 50. At 50 meters were the international Percussion Smoothbore targets, and at 100 yards, those for the Provincial. At 150, two brand new and properly proportioned Snider Challenge targets, followed by the long-range targets, including a full-size second-class target of Enfield and Snider eras, an old Baylor, and a triangular gong. At 200 yards were a selection of gongs for plinking and, ultimately, optimistically for this year, a moving figure 6 target from 1914. Far and away, the biggest improvement this year was in the rebuilding of most of the targets. Older, shot-out ones were replaced by newer, better-made versions, many on sledges for easier repositioning. Finally, way in the rear was the 700-yard firing point. One of the core activities is the shooting of the Victorian Rifleman Provincial match. Shot at 100 yards from any position, the best 10 of 13 rounds are counted for score on a B-17 target. No rests are allowed, being highly un-Victorian, and there are categories for most Victorian arms.
Fired it again and that made it fun. There's nothing I hate more than trying to pull the ball.
Where I aim. Probably the shooter.
That one must have gone through the same hole, huh?
I think so.
I can't see any other explanation. Oh, just to the left.
Best one yet. Best one yet? Good.
Yeah.
Last one. Yeah, well, I'm going like bottom left. Wipe that out at all? The left, yeah. We're going to shoot a couple of... Yeah.
7 o'clock, 6 rings, so you're in the white.
To drag her up a bit.
The rest are in the black. The rest are in the black. Ooh, that one was on the very bottom left, like number 1.
Wow.
Yeah, way down.
Definitely the shooter today.
If you leave the label behind,
No, we never saw it.
Okay.
Rob, 5 o'clock. I think that's
Was the one at the top of the paper there, or did I do that?
6 o'clock, 6. You're just right below your last one. Just out of the black. 6 o'clock. 8, just barely cutting the 9. So you're just...
Every round went off.
I think the recoil from
Surely that's a measure of success, though.
my little friend here.
What? You lost your...
The recoil from the 577 loosened my little friend.
Need some more adhesive?
3 o'clock, 7, just cutting 8.
Each year, a theme is chosen, usually picked to represent a campaign of the Victorian era. This year was a repeat of last. India. A feature of last year's shoot was the blowing of the Kashmir Gate. During the siege of Delhi in 1857, an attack was made on this gate in an effort to break into the city. Staunch resistance was found from the sepoy mutineers, but the gate was blown by a small storming party, gaining entry into the city. This year, we added some resistance, shall we say, in the form of a pop-up target to simulate some form of counterattack. Once the sepoys were cleared from the ramparts, the gate could then be blown by a volley into the wicket in the right-hand entrance. This activated the charge, and the gate would be blown. The episode formed one of the most storied events of the Indian Mutiny, and 4 Victoria Crosses were won in the undertaking.
One volley at the wicket. Present. Load.
After the gate was blown, the counterattack was then engaged with independent fire.
Got a big spray of bits at times there with him.
Oh, the splinters.
Yes.
Knocks him down with some authority.
Which one was yours, Dave? That one. You're supposed to go, that one was mine.
You get my target.
Are there any survivors to be strapped to the cannons?
Yeah, that guy right there.
Oh yeah.
Switch off.
Thank you, Larry.
Four with a Snider and
4, 5, 6, 7.
like 4 with a martini.
How many of them are fatal?
I would say pretty much all of them.
Yep.
Because he's been gut shot. He's not going to live.
Well, you know, it's advertised over the year, but the shoot programs go on until.
In fact, all participants had such a good time. We actually shot this shoot again the following day. Only this time with a slightly larger charge.
Load! Present! Commence firing! There's new targets! Fire 2 volleys! Load! Present! Fire! Present! Fire!
We stopped them.
Started last year, the International Percussion Smoothbore match is another of the simple competitions that are held. Shot standing at 50 yards, scoring is best 10 out of 13 fired from any Victorian percussion smoothbore. Most shot their F-pattern East India Company muskets, of the type carried by the mutinous sepoys during the mutiny. The targets are rather larger and conform to an international standard.
Did that ricochet? Was that you?
Yeah.
That hit the gong after the fact?
I don't know. I've got my earplugs in. I can't hear you.
Oh.
Heavy trigger pull.
Younger eyes, Richard.
But you see the black, that's pretty good.
It's quite an eclectic collection of wads you have there, Richard.
Everything. Old back a rod. And thin wads.
A wad for every occasion?
Yes.
My PayPal address is the same as
Shooting the second to the right of the Snider target. I'm going to hold it at the bottom of the paper. But now
Does that carry the 2?
75.
Larry got a better one.
Nice shooting, Richard.
like this.
When it goes, it goes.
So what's the name of this shoot? Is this the Spirit of Entente?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
How's the action?
It's great. Here, we got this much ammunition left. Who wants to have a go?
Oh, no.
No. Please, try it out.
Well, isn't that
It's a light rifle, eh? Mm-hmm. Like, it's surprisingly so. So this is a Mark III Martini?
Martini,
That's stamped to the 90th Battalion, right?
90th Battalion.
Wow.
For what it's worth. Let's see. Whoa! Yeehaw!
What kind of loading are you using?
Well, I've got 85 grains of 2FG with some backer rod and then 500 grain projectile on top of it. So
Okay, what bullet is it? Do you know?
you know what? It's a guy out of the Yukon. So
Okay.
bought him from him because I don't cast this yet. So
Yeah.
I'm trying that as well.
Well, there's a man over there who might be able to help you out.
Yeah, exactly.
The Colin Clark Memorial Snider Challenge is perhaps one of the more meaningful shoots of the weekend. Named after a member of the forum who sadly passed away some years ago, he was chosen because of his tireless work and dedication in developing, tuning, and the sharing of information critical to learning how to make Snider shoot well. His contributions to the Snider shooting world are greatly missed. The shoot is best 5 out of 8 at an historical third-class target placed at 150 yards. Any position. Scoring is 3 for the bull, 2 for an inner, and 1 for the remainder.
Yeah, they've gotten a lot of supporting the economy.
You leave it get dry.
True to form, this year was won by Richard with a score of 13. But in true Victorian spirit, it's not so much about who wins as much as who shoots. This year, we had to curtail the full gamut of shooting due to wind. We found that attempting the long-range shoot in such conditions would, for our novice bunch, have been somewhat futile. As much as we would have liked to, we spent more time shooting other matches. There's always next year. Many thanks must go to Richard, Linda, and Sarah, who opened their home and their hearts to us as we gather from across the continent. Without your generosity in hosting, the shoot would be but a shadow of itself. I mean, really, where else are we going to find a place that we can pass ancient pistols and muskets around the table during breakfast? And remember, if you're in need of brass or bullet molds to get your Martini or Snider up and running, then follow the charge to xringservices. Martin will sort you out faster than Martini rapid fire. If you'd like to support the channel, please stop by our Patreon page. The link is in the description below.